we shut it down. We are getting ready to go all the way in. Today's topic is how to build confidence in your message, delivering a stellar presentation every time. This is one of the biggest challenges that we have on our platform. The biggest area the speakers really struggle with, it's always going to be the messaging. When I'm doing my strategy calls and before we start onboarding new students and we are helping them, we're discussing a strategy to help their speaker goals get to another level. And with almost absolute certainty, I'm going to say in the 75% range of people, even when they have been doing a sales job for a long time, even when they have been doing their career for 20, 30 years, when they get in the program and they start getting involved in the speaker business or understanding the speaker business, the majority of them really struggle with their message. And when I say struggle, I'm talking about it sounds like shit, okay? And it's that way, and it's set up that way because there are a lot of variables you don't understand. You lack the confidence, your messaging is not organized, you don't have any signature programs, you don't have any headlines, topics, titles, description. I could go on and on and on. There are many things about this industry that a lot of you are skirting around your messaging. And when I say skirting, I mean, you're just not taking a deep enough dive into figuring out what your vision and your mission is. Remember, I say it all the time, passion equals profits. Now, therefore, if you're not passionate about your topic, okay, let me start here because I have a lot to cover today, as we always do. I suggest you don't miss any of these sessions because we do something different every single week. There is a different topic. There's different questioning. There's a different approach that I take to speaking. There's a deeper dive that I take in some of this stuff. I have to go really, really deep because a lot of speakers struggle with this stuff. And I'm giving you the pain points as we are helping students in our program. So you got to understand something. We have income ranges from $30,000 up to past $30+ million and everybody in between in our coaching program. We have average entrepreneurs up to high level entrepreneurs. We have people just starting out. But let me say something to the lowest income to the highest, because none of them are any better than the other. I'm just making a point here. From the, let's say, average to the highest level of being an entrepreneur. Now, mind you, when I say entrepreneur, people that know how to get money in several areas. Most people are not like Richard Branson from Virgin Airlines that owns hundreds of companies. You're just not, most people aren't like that. Most people do one thing really, really well, like me and Austin. That's all we care about is helping speakers grow their business. So now there's a lot of subsets, obviously, that help you run your speaker business, but you don't have to be in possession of all of them. Does it help that I'm a world-class copywriter? Yes. Does it help that Austin understands how to write copy? Yes. It's in specific to deliver to a target market, without a doubt. Does it help that he's in the top 3% of digital marketing experts on planet Earth that actually can get leads to convert into money? Yes. That's why we're business partners. Does it help that I'm extremely gifted at creating content, pictures, video, infographics, and also contextual copy? I know what platform I'm dealing with. I've been doing this long enough now in digital marketing. I understand how to craft a message specifically for the different platform because all of them are different. Now, why am I telling you all of this? Because you see us on the Speaker Focus platform illustrate this to you every single day. Here's what you need to understand. To get your messaging very polished, poised, and professional, and to get yourself to the point where you are discussing your message with confidence, you're delivering your presentations, and you're giving stellar presentations, you have to understand there's a lot that goes into it. The majority of the people that are in our coaching program, they don't have a clue about how to organize their messaging. In other words, when I ask you what you speak about, this is the typical answer that I get. And by the way, when I was in the first 7 years of my speaking career, this is exactly what I did. I asked a gentleman this the other day. He says, "Oh, KTR, I can speak about anything. You just put me in front of a crowd, I can speak." Okay, well, that's great. But the target buyer doesn't want to hear you can speak about anything. The target buyer, they want you to have some specificity in some areas. Remember, leadership is the #1 bookable topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide. #1. So you should be creating leadership topics that the market's already buying. Now, a lot of you are specialty speakers. A lot of you are in the literary field. Some of you are in HR, OSHA, safety, health and wellness and fitness, finance. A lot of you have a lot of skill sets and sub-skill sets. So you're going to be in markets and sub-markets, niches and sub-niches. That's okay. Just pick one area. When I ask most speakers what they speak about, they cannot tell me. And that's a huge problem. Excuse me. Why is that such a big issue? Because if your messaging isn't organized, how do you ever think you're going to get it to the point where you can have confidence in it? So the first thing I want to tackle on the call is something called glossophobia. And glossophobia, very simply put, is the fear of public speaking. A lot of women and men have a fear of glossophobia. So perhaps your Toastmasters meeting isn't getting it done for you, or your NSA meetings, because you aren't participating in them on a regular basis. Anything that's going to give you some repetitions, I suggest you get involved, because they're going to at least give you a platform to build your confidence. Now, the messaging, I call it message to market. How are you going to get your message to the market? Are they going to understand it? So hear me, and hear me very, very carefully. When you send out a message, obviously you have a sender and a receiver. The receiver is decoding the message. When you don't send the message out the right way, or you don't get the answer or feedback you thought you were supposed to hear, it's because you didn't send it out the right way. You have to check yourself when it comes to communication. Remember, when you send out a message and you don't get the answer back that you thought you were supposed to hear, or the feedback, it's because you didn't send the message out the right way. So that's why we talk to you about this on the back end of module 1. We talk about the technical aspects of speaking. And a lot of you are breezing over the content. You're not really taking a deep enough dive in there. This content was put together to help you not look ridiculous when you get on stage. Because of maybe the cat's gonna have your tongue. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna be in a situation where you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble, and you don't want that. You want to be in a situation where you're very poised, polished, and professional. You want to be organized. And the reason for that is because the target buyer, they get 20 motivational speakers who are all over the place every day, literally with no direction, no topics, no headlines, titles, descriptions, no bullets, no value, no key takeaway strategies, no helping the target buyer's audience achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. Now, that's a problem for you if you don't learn how to deliver your message properly. So you think you got involved in speaker focus so you're not going to become a better speaker? See, this is the reason why you signed up for this coaching program. This is the reason why you're here. You're here because we're not spending time bullshitting like everybody else with fragmentation. Oh, let's take this coaching program over here that's going to teach you how to tell a cute story and be a motivational speaker. Low fee or no fee, $0 to $1,000. You're just a better motivational jackwagon at $1,000 to $3,500. They're not going to start taking you serious until you start charging $5,000. That's why we teach you in module 2 how to set fees and how to have the pricing conversation, at least starting at $5,000. Now, you don't have the confidence. See, this is what this call is about. How to build confidence in your message and to deliver stellar presentations every time. Now, I'm not talking about the presentation. See, a lot of you, all you want to do is get on stage and speak. skirt. You need to slow down, slam on the brakes. First of all, you're not getting on stage until you start doing all the stuff in module 1. Let me tell you, for some of you who are not taking this shit serious, and you're skirting, you're dancing around the content like you're doing the conga or the salsa or some shit. Listen, you got to take a deep, if you've been through module 1, go back and look at it again. What, you think you're an expert now? How do you think I got a chance to be the world's #1 speaker coach or America's leading focus expert or deliver over 2,700? You know what? You know my stats. Listen, I suggest you get back in there, because in the first module, we show you how to organize your message. Listen, you're not gonna have any confidence in your message unless you organize it first. Go over it, practice it, memorize it, be able to articulate it, and don't just say it to yourself in your head. Say it out loud, put it on video. The auditory part of learning is very, very important. This is the reason why you don't want to turn in your homework assignments, because you're afraid of what somebody's going to say. What is glossophobia? Glossophobia is the fear of public speaking. Now, for some of you out there, which is the majority of people that come on our platform, and I love you, and I'm here to help you, but we're all in it together. Because I used to be a lot of you. Talking way too much about nothing, talking too fast, no poise, no articulation, no direction, no organization. Excuse me. I suggest you learn how to organize your message first. See, you're not hearing what I'm saying when I say practice repetitions. When I talk to Karis Reed, which is one of the prime examples, Karis has her signature programs memorized. Do you? Don't worry about what she's doing, or don't worry about the shit. I got millions of bits of data. I'm #1. You understand? Because I study more than you. You can do this, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to put the repetitions in. You're listening, but are you hearing me? Karis Reed sent video after video after video after video after video after video. KTR, what's your opinion about this? Uploaded it right through Slack. Right through our school, our coaching program. What do you think about this, KTR? How do I make it better? What? Are you thinking about how to make your signature programs better? A lot of you just want to go right to the performance piece. You understand, the performance piece is like the reward. That's when I get a chance to dress up nice. You know, I like to get fresh. That's just who I am. I love to put on the suit. I love it when it comes time for the performance. I love the pageantry of it all. I like it when my tie is matching with the pocket square and all of that's matching with my socks, down to the underwear. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't get that right. Excuse me, speaking on stages, it's a privilege, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you just aren't taking it serious enough. You just want to get on stage and start doing the speaking part. Who do you think you're dealing with? I am not going to allow that to happen. I don't want you going out there looking like a fool and falling on your face. You're going to have to make enough mistakes on your own as it is. But I at least want you to be as prepared as possible and then live with the results. That's how you can have the confidence going into the marketplace. Do you know what the biggest thing that people are suffering with when they're dealing with glossophobia? Now remember, glossophobia, you can look it up if you like, it's the fear of public speaking. You have arachnophobia when you're afraid of spiders. You have a whole lot of other phobias out there. Glossophobia is all I care about. Because whether or not it's stage fright, whether or not you're uncomfortable getting in front of people, the majority of the time, here's what it is. And you might want to write this down. Excuse me. Oh, that's good. The green kombucha stuff only has 60 calories. Yes, Austin, I accept your challenge. My blood pressure dropped 30 points today, and I exercised twice. Back up off me, bro. I'm focused. I'm locked in. Here's the #1 thing you need to be concerned about. Everybody. Before you get on stage, it's the preparation part. The biggest fear that people have is they're not prepared. Because you didn't practice your message. Oh, you think you can just get on stage and wing it. You're pretty good. Excuse me. You think you can get on stage and wing it? That's what motivational speakers do. We're not teaching you how to do that on this platform. We're teaching you about professional speaking. We're teaching you how to reinforce your expertise in the field of being a specialist. You are a subject matter expert. That's what we deal with on this platform. We deal with leading authorities. We deal with trusted advisors. High paid speaking game. You understand? Motivational speakers, you got to go somewhere else for that. Don't even pull that shit on this platform, because I don't want it affecting your income. And I also don't want you to suffer. Your messaging is going to suffer big time if you don't prepare. Now, let me go over, because I know what you're asking me right now. Well, KTR, how is it that we're supposed to prepare? Some of you have already been through module 1, but you have not really been through module number 1. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of dealing with people that are not really, you've been through module 1, but you haven't really been through module 1. That means you didn't take a deep enough dive. You're afraid because you think you can just go right to the stage and start speaking. I'm going to help you. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're supposed to do, but you got to start doing some more listening. This is why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Some of you need to shut up, smarten up, and do some more listening. I had to come to a harsh reality of it as well. This is what happens when you love to talk. Okay? This is why we're all speakers. This is why I'm a speaker coach. Because I'm trying to give you the game and tell you what to do so you don't have to look like an idiot like I did. You want to flop around in broke, begging, or desperation mode for the first 7 years, have at it. Some of you ain't got 7 years. I know I don't. I don't have 7 years to waste. Do you? I don't have 7 minutes to waste. So you better listen to what I'm saying. Go back in module number 1. First thing we're going to do is teach you how to organize the message. That means create all your signature programs. Follow the biography formula. I keep telling you that speaking is not your best skill. Writing is your best skill. And we're giving you the formula to write it, but a lot of you are just trying to reinvent the wheel. And you have to stop that. You think you're smarter than the system, and you're not. These are time-tested strategies over years and years and years of saving you time. But a lot of you are just skimming over the top because you think you already know. You think you know more than me? You think you know more than me, and you've been through 2,750 paid speaking engagements. I've been in business 34 years. You think you know more than have at it yourself. It's ridiculous what some of you are doing. And I'm sick of it. You want me to hold you accountable, or you want to leave? You want to get this shit right, or you want to quit? Go back in module 1 and go over the strategies. Put together, see, you're putting together your signature programs, but they're weak, vague, and thin. You're not focusing on your signature programs. You have a blueprint right there in module 1. My speaker info kit is right in, written with world-class copy. Go in there, look at how I created my signature programs. And then you'll start to understand that you're not giving it your best. Now, I'm here to help you. I just want you to do your best. And then you could upload it through school, and I could grade your homework. I could tell you if your homework is weak. I could tell you that your signature programs are vague. No, you need to beef these bullets up. No, you need to do another opening paragraph. Some of you are turning in half biographies. It's a bio formula, 8 questions you should answer in there. If you send me your biography, I will help you clean it up. But you're not doing that, are you? Because you're getting distracted doing too many other things. And a lot of you are going to module 2. You haven't even finished the homework for module 1, but yet you got questions for me about module 2. Are you kidding me with this shit? Go back in module 1 and get your signature programs tight. Now, if you have a lot of you do have your signature programs. I'm not talking about the ones who are doing what we need them to do. The ones who are really foregoing the TV and sacrificing and forgetting about all this other stuff. They're actually doing the work. You're spending some hours on your speaker business, and I can see it. I can see your social media profiles are getting raised. Kudos to you. Rufus Washington, Tina Marie Rodriguez, Karis Reed. I could go on and on and on. I can see that your profile is rising. I'm sorry. I can see that it's rising. I can see that your speaker info kits look very, very nice. You're following the formula. You know why? Because they turned in their homework assignments. They had me. You understand? Why are you not sending your homework assignments to somebody who knows how to write world-class copy and getting better and better at it? You understand? All I see is words all day long. You want to ask some of these other people how I've helped them out with their signature programs? They were lost before they came to Speaker Focus. The only people, there's a handful of people. I see Laurel Erica on there. Hey, Laurel, I love her so much. Laurel Erica, when she turned in her signature programs, I didn't have to touch one freaking word. I mean, it was damn near perfect. But she is an exceptionally skilled writer. She is gifted, and that's what she does for her clients for over 30 or 40 years. Now, if you don't have that kind of writing ability, I suggest you should be listening to me. Because when you have world-class copywriting skills, and even with Laurel, we help Laurel understand how to write copy to resonate with the target buyer. But once I taught her the formula, it was over. Because see, she already knows the writing part. The content was inside of her already. All she had to do was just put it in the formula. I can help you with the formatting. Some of you are not following the formula. You're not putting it in sequential order. That's okay. I don't care how you send it to me. I just want you to send it to me. I can clean it up for you, and I can help you. But understand, you're not going to get any confidence. You're not going to building confidence, ladies and gentlemen, takes time. And a lot of you are just half-assing it, and that's why you don't have any confidence when you deliver your signature programs. That's why you're not turning in videos. A lot of you are afraid of this right here. This is your best friend. Forget about your friends. Forget about your friends. Forget about anything else. The only thing me and Austin care about is technology. Yeah, it may not be your thing, but I'm telling you right now, this is changing lives. It changes the business landscape like never before. Do you realize we're in the biggest wealth shift in the history of business? Right now, it's going to be more money made over the next 5 to 10 years than ever before in the history of business. And it's all because of technology. And we're still at the bottom of the S curve. Understand that the internet is barely 35 years old. And social networks and stuff and smartphones weren't even around back in 2004, 2005, 2006. I mean, this stuff is still new. Me and Austin, Speaker Focus, dominate every space that we get into. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google AdWords, YouTube pre-roll ads, LinkedIn organic outreach automation strategy. I mean, you name it. This is what happens when you understand both sides. But you don't get anything to convert unless you know how to write great copy. And that is why we address that in module number 1. I cannot stress it enough, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why you lack the confidence in your message and you are not delivering stellar presentations, which is what we're talking about on this Zoom meeting, is because you're not taking your signature program serious. If I ask any of you right now, what do you speak about? All I'm going to hear is bobbling and flopping around and flapping and this and that. Yeah, you know, man, like, you know, and I hear this stuff every single day. As soon as I ask somebody what they speak about, I just sit back like this. Are y'all kidding me with some of these messages? Now, I used to be pretty bad, but not that bad. But it's okay. You don't have to have it all the way right when you're seeking help. You don't have to have it all the way right. Some of you don't have it all the way right, but you sure as hell don't have it all the way wrong. But you got to try harder, is my point. And I want you to understand that the thing that people are thinking about the most when they're getting in front of people to address an audience is, I wonder, do they like me? See, you're too worried about whether or not they like your shirt, your hat, whether or not you shave, whether or not they like your shave, whether or not they like your dress. The only thing you need to be worrying about, the only thing you need to be concerned about, I should say, the only thing you need to be concerned about is the message. And have you practiced your message thousands and thousands of repetitions to memorize your content? So you're asking yourself, you're looking at the best orators in the history of our world. And I've been one of them for the past, at least the past, I'm going to say 24 years of a 34-year career. I really turned the corner at the 10-year mark. I really started to become a great teacher and a real facilitator. Now, when you see people like Barack Obama, when you see people like Colin Powell, that have, I'm talking superior public speaking skills. When you see a person like Bill Clinton, when you see someone like some of the greatest orators in the history of our time, Stephen Covey, John Maxwell, Les Brown, these cats know this business like the back of their hand. They're great presenters. So you understand that they utilize the art and science behind delivering the message. And we teach you that right there in module 1. The art and science is, Austin, I believe somebody has a question. Laurel has a question. All right, I'll be right with you, Laurel. Just hold your question. All of the greatest orators in the history of our business, excuse me, they keep a messaging formula on the loop. And we teach you that right there in module 1. It's the art and science. Very simply put, it is making a point, opening up the point, making an example of the point, bringing closure to the point, transitioning and pivoting right into the next point. Now, when you do that, it keeps the message extremely tight, very focused, very organized. You're able to have the audience eating out of your hand. I'm talking about the right pitch, resonance, height, accuracy, cadence, vocal dynamics are on point. We teach you all of that in module number 1. But see, many of you think you're smarter than the system, so you don't want to practice on all of those skills that I've given you in there to learn how to work that room and get the most out of that audience and get the most out of your message. And if you haven't sent your message to me, you're not ready to go to market to speak to target buyers. It's way too much rushing going on. A lot of you are not ready until you finish sales cycle training, until you finish with all of your sales tools and you build your speaker business the right way. You can do it if you stop playing games and getting distracted. Laurel, let me relax a little bit. Let me take Laurel's question. Laurel, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You are live with KTR, Laurel. Let me allow Laurel to talk. Laurel, Erica, how are you this evening?
I am so good. Thanks to you. I just adore you. I hear the love in everything you're saying. I hear your motivation to motivate us. And thank you for your compliments about my writing. I've kind of fallen. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, one of the reasons I'm so grateful I jumped on this call is that I lost focus on taking the next steps. I've been working on other sorts of projects. And
yes, ma'am.
So thank God, just being here with you for a few minutes tells me that these classes are essential for my well-being. Correct. Because of your spirit, your message, the motivation you supply that I sometimes need a boost of. So just to say, I love you, I thank you, I think you're outstanding, and I love the heart and consciousness with which you do everything you can to light a fire under all of our behinds so we can really take off like a rocket ship and deliver a message that goes straight to people's hearts and minds and prospers us in the process. So thank you. I love you.
You're so welcome, Laura. I love you too. Hey, listen, schedule a call with me real soon, okay? So we can get back on track.
I will.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Looking forward to it, whatever you need.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Okay. Now, it's always a pleasure to connect with everyone every single week on the platform, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we do it. We had somebody we just onboarded, and they, you know, when you're about service, you're going to get those kind of compliments on a day-to-day basis, and I want that for your client base. So you understand what me and Austin have put together. You know, when you're a pioneer, you're going to catch a lot of heat. When you're number one, you're going to get talked about and catch a lot of heat. But this isn't for everybody. See, the people that come on our platform, these people really want to know. Like, they're really interested. So if you're interested and you want to take it serious, you can bet everything you got in the bank. This is what I'm here for. I don't have anything else better to do. I don't have any friends. You're not going to have a lot of friends trying to be number one. I don't care. All I care about is you. I just want you to win. So I wouldn't ever ask anything of you that I wouldn't illustrate to you first. I want you to have passion when you're talking to your clients. I want you to have your stuff together. I want you to be organized. You don't have to go through the pain that I had to go through, everyone. It's an easier approach. If you could just go back and say, listen, if you can binge watch Netflix, you got to start wrapping your mind around what I'm saying to you. You want to see, we all want to do the things that feel comfortable. It's very natural. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm telling you right now, the success is not in this area right here. It's not the road that everybody else is taking. It's on a very narrow path. Now, binge watching Netflix, and I've done it before. Okay, let me tell you something that makes me feel good. I'm gonna read your hand blind like we're playing poker right now. For all of you that's out there, I'm gonna tell you what makes me feel good, and then you can put yourself in this situation. I just do this every once in a while because I just literally need to unplug. Like, I don't want to hear from anybody. I talk on the phone every day. I talk to speaker business all the time. Sometimes I just want to get involved in something different. When I want to take a break or vacation, okay, you know what? Let me catch up on Narcos on Netflix. And then and Sunday is technically my day off. So I may go hard. So this is what I do. Maybe you're doing too much of this. So when I binge, see, it's easy to sit up and binge watch something. You know why? Because I'm not trying to really learn anything. I just want to be entertained. Well, I like watching things because I learn from everything. I love Narcos because, I always want to be reminded about deception. I want to be reminded about when you're dirt poor, taking nothing into something and turning it into something big. Like all those little underlying themes, that's just how I look at life. That's how I look at everything. But when I'm sitting there watching, you know what I do? Every once in a while, hey, I got a big Coca-Cola, 44-ounce Coca-Cola, some Twizzlers, some white cheddar popcorn. If I got some Twizzlers, some white cheddar pop, it's like I'm at I got a theater in my house. So I'm at the movies. I'm sitting there chilling. I got my feet up, right? So that feels comfortable. It's easy to do that. But now I'm telling you to binge watch, not go through all the speaker focus and try to binge. I'm telling you to binge watch module 1. Go back and look at it. You can look at, you got the discipline to sit there 2 or 3 hours and look at a movie, and then get up and watch it again the next day, and get up and watch it again. Watch what I'm telling you. If you go back in there and watch it again, it's going to take a new meaning. You're gonna catch something that you missed the first time because you was too busy being distracted, focusing on something else. Listen, the techniques are in there for you to excel. If you get it all. Now watch this. Once you get your signature programs done, and I grade your signature programs, listen to me carefully. If I have not graded your signature programs, you are not on my hit list. If you still owe me, it's a lot of you still owe me signature programs because you won't do the work. See, you have to do your part. If you want me to do my part, you got to do your part. The vision isn't mine. The formula is there so I can pull the vision out of you. You have to pour your vision through the formula. That's all you got to do. The formula is laid out there for you. I didn't tell you to come up with a 10-word mainstay headline. I said 5. If you got to every once in a while slip an extra one in there because it sounds so dope, you can't do without it, then leave it. I believe in doing what you feel. I'm just here to keep you on the right path. But ultimately, you have to talk about what makes you excited, what you're passionate about. You have to talk about the thing that you can't live without. I cannot be on this earth without speaking. You understand? I don't want to participate in anything if I'm not teaching or coaching. I love this business. I love being a professional communicator. I've loved every time whether or not I was hosting my celebrity talk show, it doesn't matter what it was. I love speaking. I love the speaking game. Now I'm telling you that when you love it like this, with your message, the core messaging of who you are, and you're going to get that to the target buyer, this stuff works big time. I'm not telling you this so I could waste my breath. These are thousands and thousands of words that I use every single day. And I'm making the words count because I want you to win. That's all we care about. Now, there's some ways that you can get there, but one of the ways is staying disciplined. So after you get your signature program together, oh, Wayne has a question. Wayne has a question. Norma Chappelle has a question. Okay. Laura already answered her question. Let's say, Wayne, would you mind if ladies went first? Would you mind if Norma went first? It's just the way I was raised. I'm not sure who was next. I didn't see it. Troya, do you know who was first? Wayne or Norma? Norma was first, Wayne was second. Got it. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Norma, you're hot with Kevin T. Robertson. How are you? Norma, can you hear me? Norma, the unmute is off. Okay, you unmuted on your side? I can't hear you. Norma, I cannot hear you. Troy, I need some technical support, bro. I don't know what's going on with Norma. I took the raise hand feature down, but I can't hear her. I'm gonna have to go to Wayne and then come back just for purposes of time. Wayne, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, Wayne, we're having some technical issues with Norma's audio. I'm gonna take your question and then we'll come back to her. Troy, just see if you can do a private chat with Norma needs to unmute herself. Okay, Wayne, just go ahead since you're live, brother. How you feeling this week, Wayne?
I'm good. I'm good.
You good? I know your allergies were bothering you last week, man. You okay?
Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better.
All right, boss. We need you in the game, man. Talk to me.
All right. Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
On the you sent me a copy of the updated for the updated signature program, the template worksheet.
Program template.
Right, the template. Okay.
Correct.
Now I'm looking at right after I finish the mainstay headline.
Okay.
I got my mainstay headline, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
What's your mainstay headline, Wayne? What's your mainstay headline?
Kingdom leadership and personal growth concepts that erase limits.
Talk to him, Wayne. All right, I'm listening.
Okay, so my next question is, all right, on the next part where it says, what will your message do? Wait a minute, no, that's not the one. Right after that, it says titles. What kind of programs do you offer?
Correct.
Are you asking for the title of the talk?
Correct.
That's what you want, the title of the talk there.
Correct. That's the title. Watch this.
Okay.
It's also known as a signature program title.
Okay. Okay.
So Wayne, if you refer back to my speaker info kit.
All right.
Remember what's going to be on there.
I'm looking. I got them both up. I got them both up on my computer.
No problem. The first page, watch this. The
Okay.
first page, you see this, these are the kind of questions that teach you the game, everyone. Now, Wayne, on the very first sheet, you're going to see leadership strategies that magnify success on my speaker info kit.
Okay.
That top sheet doubles as your signature program page and your speaker one sheet. You got it?
Speaker one sheet. Okay.
Correct. So in the speaking industry, somebody's going to say, hey, Wayne, do you have a speaker one sheet? You're just going to send them that one page.
Okay. Okay.
Now, that has your mainstay headline, 4 signature program titles, and 3 bullets to describe each one of the signature program titles. Would that be correct?
Okay, that's why I'm asking you. So the four signature program titles. Now, do the bullets that describe come after each title individually?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, Wayne, watch this. Now, I take it you have not come up with all the titles for your signature programs. Is that correct? Or you have?
I have a couple, but I wasn't sure how to separate it from the title to the description, because I hadn't really thought about a titling, naming the description, like what they should expect to come out with.
Okay, Wayne, let me help you through it right now, because again, Wayne, I don't care if you call every single week and you want to question every week. This is what I'm here for, brother. This is what keeps people stuck. And when they get stuck, you know what they do?
Right.
You know what they do? They stay right there. Now, watch this, Wayne. It's taking you weeks to ask me that question. Now, I know you've been sick, so I'm not trying to come at you all hard because you weren't feeling well. But this is what happens. Now, when you watch this, I'm gonna get it straight for you right now, just like I did with your mainstay headline. We got that straight. Now, you asked me about the title and you asked me about the bullet. Now, listen to me carefully.
Okay.
The titles of your signature programs. The titles, they should be disruptive and thought-provoking. So you have leadership-based programs. Is that correct, Wayne?
Yes.
Okay. So what's one of the things that you're really, really passionate about? Remember, I want you to just talk to me like and Norma, I have not forgot about you, by the way. We're going to get your audio situation worked out. I'll be right with you. I'm not in a rush. I want to address this situation for Wayne because this pops up all the time. A lot of you are doing this. You're not quite to the point where Laurel is, where she is finished with her signature programs. Okay? A lot of other people, Tina Marie, a lot of other people are finished with, Rufus Washington is finished with his signature programs. Okay? These things are, and there's a lot of our other students on our platform, they have done it, but a lot of you are still struggling with your signature programs. This is why I put it in module 1, because this is the hardest part. You gotta focus on this or you have nothing to sell. You hear me, Wayne?
Yeah, yeah.
You got nothing to sell if you don't get these signature programs right now. I am a younger person. I'm coming to you, Wayne, because you're a pillar in the community. You're a stand-up individual. I see that you got yourself together, right? So I just want you to give me some basic advice. These are the questions you should be asking yourself when you're coming up with the titles to your signature program.
Okay.
So watch this. Everything should be leadership-based. Blank-based leadership. Blank-based leadership. So all 4 of your signature programs, and then Wayne, refer back to my.
No, when like for example, the example that you're stating right now, when you're saying blank-based leadership, if should that be like are you talking about that for a title or
that's
a description?
Title. No. That's a title. That's the title.
That's a title. Okay.
Refer back to my titles. The titles to mine, because I'm America's leading focus expert. It matches with my brand, magnifying success in your personal and professional vision. My signature programs are different because of my brand. So all of my programs are focused based. All of your programs are leadership based.
Right.
My signature programs are focus-based leadership, focus-based success, focus-based motivation, and focus-based customer service.
Okay, so so mine there would be is like, for example, you asked one of the major things I would want people to understand, especially like you mentioned about a young person. I want them to know how valuable they are to others around them, or where they go in the job market or in the community, their personal value.
Okay, Wayne, watch this. Now you got personal value. Now, so just for the title to the signature program, you're talking about now you could turn that into value-based leadership.
Right, value-based. Okay, that's what I needed to know for a title.
That's the name of the signature program. That way, I'm gonna help you out. I'm sorry.
Now that would, under that title, I got a title, but under that, where it says description of what you want the signature program to achieve, that right there is where the description would be. Am I correct?
Correct.
Because I got a different. Say I have a different title. I have a title. Okay, like one of my titles is it might be too long. You tell me if it's too long. It's
Mhm.
called, please allow me to introduce you to your phenomenal self.
Okay, now that is really, I mean, you could turn that into a, it's not really a title. Listen to me, Wayne. Headlines, I mean, titles should be like headlines for a newspaper. They're very brief.
Okay.
You just want to give them the sizzle, Wayne. You don't want to give them the whole thing. You save that for the bullet. Now, what did you just say about that? What did you just say about that that phrase that you just used? Perhaps you could utilize that for one of your bullets. But watch this. You said value-based leadership.
Right.
So you remember the signature program titles should reinforce the bullets, and the bullets should reinforce the titles. As long as you stay on track, basically, Wayne, your bullets in the descriptions to your signature program titles are going to be your talking points. That's what you're going to use as your talking points. So give me that line again that you just said that was real long, that you said you thought could be a title. I think I believe that's a bullet, not a title.
Okay. Please allow me to introduce you to your phenomenal self.
Okay, watch this. Now, I want you to write this down, Wayne. This
All
is
right.
going to be a bullet. This is going to be the opening bullet under value-based leadership.
Okay.
Discover the true purpose of your vision. Discover the, no, wait a minute. Discover the true purpose. Discover your phenomenal self.
Okay. That sounds good.
And the vision, watch this, and the vision you are destined to live. Discover your phenomenal self and the vision you are destined to live. Damn, Wayne, it's just too easy for me.
Now, now, are you saying?
Wait, Wayne, write that down. Wait a minute. Write that down.
I just did.
Don't lose the magic. Okay, run the word sequence back to me again.
Okay, you said discover your phenomenal self and the vision you are destined to live.
Boom, there you go. Now, what's the next part?
Now, one, are you saying one would be the title and one would be the bullet?
Watch this, Wayne. Value-based leadership is the title to your first signature program. The first bullet, which you owe me 3 bullets under each signature program, if you go back to the template on the speaker one sheet, or it doubles as a signature program page, that is the first bullet under value-based leadership. Do you understand?
Discover your phenomenal self and the vision that you are destined to live. That's
the first bullet under value-based leadership. Got it.
Okay.
Now you owe me 2 more bullets. Wayne, remember this about the bullets, brother. These bullets, you see what I did? Like you have to phrase it in a way that speaks to the target buyer in a language that they understand. And that is going to be 3 things. Number 1, you've got to make sure that besides the bullets being disruptive and thought-provoking, you got to make them think. It needs to be a key takeaway strategy. In other words, Wayne, when they hear the bullet, are they going to want to utilize it immediately? That's a takeaway. A takeaway should move somebody to immediate action. Then the other 2 things will be, it should help the target audience, the person sitting in your seminar or your workshop, it should help them achieve their desired outcome and the learning objective. See, they came to learn something, Wayne.
Right.
And if your bullet isn't strong enough, they aren't going to learn anything.
Right. Okay.
So that's your responsibility as a speaker, and you gain confidence when you create these signature programs. And then when you send them over to me, I'm going to help you tweak them and get them all tight. Then you're going to go back in, Wayne, and literally say them over and over and over again and memorize it. Your message has got to become a part of your soul.
Right.
Then you can forward it to everybody else.
Okay. I got that. I just want to make sure I got clarity on that. Okay. So where it says titles, and then it says what kind of program do you offer, that I would say value-based leadership.
Correct.
Okay.
Remember, that's the
and then under the first bullet, under the description to your signature program that your signature program would achieve, that's where you're saying discover your phenomenal self and the vision you are destined to live.
That's
okay, and that's just one of them. And
I should have
4.
No, watch this, Wayne.
Three under each one.
Go back to the speaker info kit. First page on the speaker info kit. See, this is what people aren't doing. If you don't see 4 on mine on the first page, watch this. How many signature programs do you see on the signature program page?
I'm looking at it.
Read them to me. What's the first one?
Oh, I don't have the template. I got the I got mine up there.
No, I'm talking. Pull up my speaker info kit real quick.
Oh man, you want to kill me?
It's okay. Take your time. If you gotta find it, because I'm having you find it for a reason.
Okay, 1 second here. I got it.
What's the first one you see?
Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. Here it is. On the speaker info kit.
Yep. Because this is what the issue is, Wayne. People
it says,
are
it says mainstay headline, leadership strategies that magnifies success. And then it says 4 titles to your signature programs. Okay.
Wait a minute, Wayne. Wait a minute, Wayne. Wait.
Am I looking at the right thing?
No. I don't want you looking at the template. I want you looking at my speaker info kit. Did you download that?
I'm sure I do. I got a stack of stuff here.
That should be my personal speaker info kit. Is right there in the templates, right there in module 1. Also, can you upload it for him if he can't find it?
No, I didn't. I'm so sure I printed all that stuff out.
All right, Wayne, I want you to watch this. I want you to go back to the speaker info kit.
Okay.
On the signature program page, Wayne, you don't even have to write it down. All you have to do, brother, is just go back and pull up the speaker info kit and follow it carefully. On every single page, I want you to do exactly what you see my speaker info kit does. I mean, what my speaker info kit, I want you to do that as well. The first page is the signature program page and the speaker 1 sheet. You have 4 signature programs and 3 bullets under each title of the signature program. So that's 12 bullets on the signature program page that you owe me. 3 under each one.
Okay, 3 under each one. All right.
And then listen to me carefully. And then the next page is the biography formula. There are 8 questions you're supposed to answer to get your bio. And people are turning in 2 and 3 paragraph bios. Answer the questions. And then send it over to me. I will get your bio tight. Here's a link to the speaker info kit right here, Wayne. Austin just dropped it in there in a PDF format. If you need to open it up. Look in the chat box. Do you see it?
Wait a minute.
I think you sent
the link?
Yeah, that's the link right there. You see it?
It says, here's the link.
Here's the link to the speaker info kit. You see it in the chat box.
I see a link. Yeah.
Click the link and go to the and pull it up.
Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, I got that.
Okay, now if you got it, tell me how many signature programs on there do you see on the signature program page?
Wait a minute, I'm gonna pull up this thing. Yeah. 1 second. How many programs? I see 1, 2, 3, 4 signature programs. Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Okay, Wayne, how many do you, listen to me. How many do you see, how many bullets do you see under each signature program title?
3 under each.
Okay, go to the second page. That's the biography. Do you see the biography on the second page?
Professional biography, yes.
Okay, there's 8 back on the signature program template worksheet. There is 8 questions you should answer to come up with your biography. Do you understand?
I got it, brother.
Look, read my biography over 5 and 6 and 8 times and understand there's a flow of how it's supposed to be. Plug in your information and your credentials the best way you can. Send it over to me. I could put the polish on it and have you looking like you about to get ready to do an appearance on NBC. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now, go to page number 3, Wayne.
It says
You see
focus-based leadership.
You see an opening paragraph about 7 or 8 lines. Is that correct?
Focus-based leadership.
Yes. Do you
Yeah.
see I call it the opening paragraph. It's about 7 or 8 lines. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. You have to create an opening paragraph. It should say something like, this value-based and incentive-based program is designed to teach your audience how to customize language to empower their communication strategy to be a more effective leader.
Okay.
In this session, you will learn to create dynamic presentations. You will learn how to use your body and your voice as an effective communication tool, and many other things that keep you from falling into the traps that ruin relationships and damage team building. Never again in your life be in a situation where you don't have command over your content. You can move people to immediate action, and you are great to be around. This and much more will be learned in this life-changing presentation. That's an opening paragraph. Now, Wayne.
That was an opening paragraph. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's an example of an opening paragraph, okay?
Ooh,
Mine is, yours may be, see, Wayne, I've been doing this stuff so long, I told you I see words flying through the air all day long. Now listen to me. Follow me, Wayne, because we're far from done. Everybody else, you need to understand, this is why you're not completing your signature programs. And if you don't, you have nothing to sell. Okay, Wayne, right under the opening paragraph, you see after this program, you will be able to. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then it's 5 more bullets. Do you see that?
Yes.
By the way, these bullets do not repeat from the bullets on the signature program page. So don't take 3 bullets and move them down here, and then you got to create 2 more. You're going to create 5 new bullets. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, brother. Now, the stuff when it talks about, you know, the length of the program time, who is the message for, the length of all of that, that's just going to be a direct copy and paste that you're going to do when you start designing your speaker info kit. You're not there now.
Okay.
You're not ready to design the speaker info kit. You need to get your signature programs right first. So Wayne, watch this. Let me just do a recap so you're clear about what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you owe me for the homework assignment. You owe me, now you have your mainstay headline.
Right.
You now have one of your signature programs, which is value-based leadership.
Right.
You now have 1 bullet under value-based leadership. So you owe me 2 under that one. You owe me 3 titles for your signature programs with 9 more bullets, 3 under each one.
Right.
You owe me the biography, answer the 8 questions back from the signature program template.
I got it.
Fill in the questions, and then boom, upload it. And you can do it in stages if you want to, Wayne. You can send your bio over different if you want and just focus on your signature programs, all right?
Yes, sir.
Then here's where it starts getting thin for most of the coaching students, especially if you're lacking the writing ability, and that's okay. Because Wayne, I will literally, if you send it to me, I will go over every single bullet with you to make sure that they resonate with the target buyer, and the language in is that of world-class copy, so that you can have language that's bookable. Okay, now, Brian, and I believe Norma is next, and Brian, I know he has a question. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm trying to make a point here, because all of you are going to run into this if you're not running into it right now. And Wayne, I want to thank you, because it's not easy to be used as an example of when you're taking a break or losing focus or not paying attention the right way. This stuff is not easy. That's why you got to show up and you got to listen. Now, here's the biggest part that you owe me. You owe me 4 opening paragraphs to all of your signature programs.
4 opening paragraphs to each signature program.
4 opening paragraphs. All you got to do is follow the formula right there. Then after this program, you will be able to, then you owe me 5 additional bullets under each opening paragraph for each signature program.
Wait a minute. You just lost me. You say it again.
Okay.
4 opening paragraphs. I want to, okay.
4 opening, remember, you got 4 signature programs. So you have to do the speaker 1 sheet, create the 3 bullets and the signature programs on your speaker 1 sheet page, come up with the titles and the descriptions. 1 title that equals 4 titles and 3 bullets under each title. That's 12 bullets on the
Got
signature
that.
program page.
Right.
You already said you understand the bio formula. Now, now your signature programs are going to start to get broken out on each individual page. The first 6 pages of your speaker info kit is the speaker 1 sheet, the biography page, and then 4 of your signature programs right in a row, all broken out. Now that's the opening paragraph, and that's 5 additional bullets per signature program. Do you understand?
I understand the signature programs, I understand the professional biography, the focus-based leadership. Is this one time or what?
No, it is not. No, Wayne. Well, first of all, that's my signature. That's my opening paragraph, and that's my signature program.
I understand that. Okay, but
so you're gonna watch this. Let's just stick with value-based leadership. Let's simplify it. You're gonna go when it comes time on. In other words, you're gonna start value-based leadership on page number 3. You're gonna create an opening paragraph for value-based leadership, and you're gonna create 5 additional bullets on page number 3. That's all you owe me.
Okay.
Watch this, Wayne. On page number 4 of the speaker info kit, you're gonna work on the title to the signature program that you haven't come up with yet, and you're gonna do the same thing for that. And if you look at my speaker info kit, you're gonna see it 4 different times on page 3, 4, 5, and 6, 4 different signature programs.
Okay, I got it.
With 4 different opening paragraphs and 5 additional bullets under that. That's what you owe me, and that's the messaging. And once you get that done, now you actually have something to sell. And that's where the work comes in, Wayne.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but you can get it done if you just buckle down. Now, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm good with this.
Wayne, go to work, brother. If you
Yes,
get stuck, reach out to me. Wayne, don't sit there and overthink it. I'd rather have a thin bullet and you try than not put anything down there at all. Let me see it and let me help you. I can give you some feedback and say, hey, Wayne, your direction in this needs to be, remember, just stick to the topic. Whatever you come up with for your topics, you need to stick to the topic. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Very welcome. Your best to the wife, man. Tell her I say hey.
Yes, sir.
All right, boss. All right, we're going to get to Norma, and then we're going to get to Brian. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, let me see.
Hey, can you tell Austin to take that down? Because I got it.
I got you. Okay, let's see. Let me see. I'm not sure if Laurel has her hand up again. Wait a minute. I don't even see. No, I don't even see Norma in there anymore. Maybe she had to. Maybe Norma had to leave. I'll email her. Wait a minute. Let me see. What is this? Okay, Laura, I'm so fired up. I'm going to leave the call and get to work. So I'm enormously grateful for this. Kevin, I'm going to catch where I left off. Text for an appointment. Great. Okay, Laura, no problem. No problem. We got you covered. Okay, Brian. Let's go to Brian. Allowed to talk. Brian, are you there, brother? Brian, can you unmute? There we go. I think I saw him unmute. Brian, can you unmute? Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, I hear you, boss. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it.
Every minute was needed.
Hey, man. Hey, look, when I'm working with somebody on a one-on-one, that's often how it works on these calls. It's everyone runs into the same problems, bro, and I deal with it all the time. And this is what we're here for, to help you get over these obstacles, Brian. What can we do for you? Welcome to the platform, man. I know you just started.
Good. It's nice to be welcomed. I was just looking how to sign back into the website to say my mainstay message, my mainstay headline.
Okay.
Is I came up with doing addiction. Okay.
Right. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Wait a minute, Brian. If you're having a technical issue with your login, are you able to, have you logged into the private coaching group through school? Have you logged into that platform?
Yeah. No, this is just operator headspace. That's all it is.
Okay. All right. If you have a technical issue, just send it directly to Austin and he'll get it worked out immediately.
Right, no, it's not technical. It's Brian. It's the problem.
Oh, it's Brian. Okay, Brian, well, tell me what the problem is.
Well, I figured it out. That's why when you said thank you for your patience, I was scrambling and I figured it out.
Okay, talk to me.
My question is my mainstay headline, I'm doing addiction. That's going to be my niche. And it's improving principles that harvest development.
I love it. That's very disruptive. Improvement. Is that improvement principles or improving principles that harvest development?
I'm juggling those two concepts, improvement or improving.
I like improvement principles that harvest development. And I like the word harvest because you're in the recovery niche. And we have a lot of speakers on our platform that are in the recovery niche. And, you know, that's a great, remember, your mainstay headline, Brian, is like the umbrella for your entire training system or really what you're building your speaker business on. You're hanging your hat on that. And if that's your niche, remember, you make more money when you focus on one thing. What's your next question?
The next question would be my titles. So it would be, hold on, let me just switch that page. It would be, where the heck is it? It's recovery-based, mindset-based, honest-based, and service-based.
Okay, now wait a minute. Are all of these leadership-based programs? Remember, give me the titles again, Brian.
Honesty. See,
honesty. That should be honesty-based leadership.
Correct.
Okay.
Mindset-based leadership.
Mindset-based leadership, okay.
Service-based leadership.
I love that one.
And recovery-based leadership.
Okay, you need to move recovery to the very top since that's your niche. If I'm a conference coordinator, I want to see that at the very top because that really stands out. And what that's going to do, Brian, I suggest you get very disruptive with the bullets. You know, you want to remember, you want to talk about your story. You want to get into these books. Remember, the bullets are your talking points. I love all your titles, by the way. I love all of them. So you want to get more into where you came from. Remember, your main goal when you're speaking to the target audience, your main goal is that they not only want to know about the strategies, the tips, the tools, the techniques, the steps. They want to know all of that, right? But they want to know how you were able to do it. And then number two, you got to empower them with the belief that they can do it. See, that's what a real leader and a real teacher and a real facilitator does. So now, have you got to the point where you start working on your bullets? And I'm very impressed with you, Brian. Damn, you just got into the platform yesterday, bro. See, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you want this shit like Brian wants it. He got in, he started working on his signature programs right away. Brian, have you started developing the bullets yet?
No, it's just because of the way I'm going through it. I watch the videos and I stop it as I go along and I take my notes and I go, you know, what I feel is pertinent, what I need to work on. Like, I don't have a business set up. I don't have a business name. You said there's the links in there. I got to come compliant. I looked into the personality profile and I went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, time. I'm glad you said that. Brian, setting up the speaker business is module 3. Why are we talking about that?
No, I understand that. I caught myself. I said, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm right.
Okay, yeah. See, and Brian, watch this. I know you're an accelerated learner and you're high energy just like me. You gotta slow your process down. And before we start thinking about anything else, hey, Brian, this is why you show up on the call, bro. Let me start helping you with your descriptions right now. Now, remember, you move recovery-based leadership. Would you like to take that one first?
Recovery-based leadership.
Which one do you think you're going to struggle with the most? And that's what I'm going to help you out with right here on the phone. I'm going to help you come up with the bullets for your signature programs so you can understand the methodology, you understand my approach, my line of questioning to help you understand how you should be coming up with these bullets. Remember, and let me say this to all of you, because I'm seeing a lot of you pull this kind of shit when you turn it in your homework assignments, and I'm sick of it. Here's what needs to happen. If you have to explain your bullet to me, that means your bullet is not strong enough. Are you going to be there to explain it to the target buyer and try to sell her on the bullet? No, these bullets, you don't need to sell me on these bullets. When I read it, I need to understand exactly what I'm going to get from it. You need to move me to immediate action. I need to get the key takeaway. What's in it for me, bro? Sis, what's in it for me? Are you going to help me achieve my desired outcome and help me achieve my learning objective? That's what we're doing here, Brian. And if your bullets don't do that, then you have nothing to sell. Now, let me point you in the right direction. I'm going to ask you a line of question. And now, I'm not looking for one word. I just want to know how you feel about recovery. Remember, you're the subject matter expert, Brian. You are the specialist. You are the leading authority. You're the trusted advisor. You've beat these addictions. You've been in business. You've run a business before, right? We talk deep. I know what your story is, but I don't know what you know. And I'm sitting in your audience. Now, I want to get information from you about recovery. And there's a whole lot of different, it's not just drugs, it's food, we're a lot of us are addicted to a whole lot of stuff. So if I had to ask you, what's the first step that I take? You know, and I don't want to hear no 12-step recovery because I can Google that. The conference coordinator doesn't want that. I want your story. This needs to be very unique. So Brian, talk to me. What is your ideology and your philosophy on recovery? What do I need to do first in order to start getting my life back on track? And then I'm gonna tell you to stop, Brian. I got the bullet and I want you to write it down, please.
The first step is admitting that you have a problem, that you need help.
Okay. I've heard that a million times, but that's okay.
Okay.
I want you to, don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you feel. I want you to go to the pain, Brian. I want you to go back. Oh, Brian, let me ask you this. I need you to listen, millions of people are going to see this video one day. Okay. So I need you to let yourself go. Okay. We all got to sit in our own shit. So what type of recovery have you been through? See, if you don't go to the pain, then you're not going to get the passion and you're robbing the people of the message. And I need you to get that out right here in module 1. So talk to me.
Take 100% responsibility for your life.
Okay. I didn't ask you that, Brian. I asked you what you've been through. What was your issue with addiction? What was it?
Food, drugs, alcohol, anger.
Anger. Okay. Is that how you dealt with the anger? Is that how you dealt with insecurity? You dealt with it through booze and the drugs.
Yeah, and physicality. There was the way I learned it was when I was 5. I used to walk out of the neighborhood and get beat up, and my mother used to drag me out once, and she said, "You let this kid beat you up?" And I thought she was gonna, take care of this kid. Okay. She started knocking the crap out of me. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not doing nothing wrong. They're beating me up. She's beating me up. Till I started fighting back. She left me alone. They left me alone. Okay. And that's pretty much how I learned to live my life.
Okay, so that was a defense mechanism that you had to build up. I understand. First time I got my ass kicked, I got punched in the eye on the first day of school on the first grade. I'm like, okay, this doesn't feel good. Okay, let somebody try that to me again. And as I got older, I was like, okay, you got to defend yourself. I understand that. Okay, now let's get into, now watch this. I'm going somewhere with this, Brian, because here's what happens to a lot of my students, especially in the old one-on-one program. I got thousands and thousands of interactions like this, helping people discover. Now, some people break down in tears because they got to go back and get the pain. right? And this is the only way you're truly going to be able to help somebody. Brian, I'm the world's #1 speaker coach because I have fucked this business up like nobody you've ever seen in your life. Okay? Period. I got more repetitions. I got more mistakes. I've fallen on my face. I'm not afraid to tell you that I've been through the repos, the water, the gas, electric, utilities cut off multiple times, foreclosures, eviction notices. I've been through all that type of devastation multiple times. Now, that's what I had to go through. That was my situation. Maybe being too generous was one of the bankruptcies. The other two was my fault. Okay, so now I learned from that, haven't been in financial ruins in years. So now what I'm saying to you is, now listen to this question. I don't want to hear the textbook answer. I want you to tell me how you feel. I just want you to tell me how you feel, and then inside of that, I'm gonna find your first bullet. Now listen to the question, Brian. I want you to really focus. Recovery-based leadership is your first signature program. So if you want me to recover, what advice could you give me, Brian? I'm rock bottom right now. I'm laid out, stretched out. I'm in a crack house right now. I'm getting ready to OD. You're working a helpline desk. What you gonna do? You gonna feed me some Nancy Reagan say no to drugs bullshit? Or you gonna tell me something that you actually been through, bro? That's what I need to hear right now so I can get your first bullet, so that can change a life when you're doing a keynote speech or a half day or full day program. What do I need to do to recover, to heal myself, Brian? I'm hurting and you can help me. So what do I need to do? Give me the actual step, Brian. Go back to when you were getting ready to OD. Go back to when you was rock bottom, bro, and tell me what you did to get out of it.
When they had multiple times, but the one time that I couldn't live with myself, sober or drunk, I didn't know what to do. When there was no emotional bank account to go draw from, there was no spiritual bank account to go draw from, there was no nothing left. All the accounts were zero. So what do you do with your life when everything's a zero?
I got it, Brian. Write this down, please. Write it down. Learn how to take your emotional bank account from zero to wealthy and beat addiction for good. Learn how to take your emotional bank account from zero to recovery. I apologize. From zero to recovery and beat addiction for good. Brian, I'm the best you've ever seen, bro. Repeat that word sequence back to me so I can make sure it's tight. I got to check that again and see how remember, to the conference coordinator, it should feel good and it should sound good. If it feels good and sounds good to them, then that makes you more bookable. Repeat the word sequence back to me.
Learn how to take your emotional bank accounts from zero to recovery for good.
No, learn how to take your emotional bank account from zero to recovery and beat addiction for good. You got it?
Yes, addiction for good.
Now, Brian, listen to me, bro. Remember, you're an accelerated thinker. I need you to slow down when you are trying to create these bullets on your own. I want you to create them on your own, and then I want you to upload them through school. I'm going to help you put together your signature programs so they are stellar. This is what we're talking about on the call today.
I caught myself overthinking it. I caught myself overthinking doing my notes.
Hey, Brian, watch this. Listen to me, Brian. You didn't start giving it to me real until I told you, don't give me that Nancy Reagan say no to drugs bullshit. And then you said my emotional bank account was empty. That's not a textbook answer. That's what you actually been through. And you gotta live in the pain. Brian, I'm telling you right now, bro, you almost had me in tears over here. I'm sitting back listening to you. I'm shaking my head. I'm like, okay, now he's talking to me. That's what you gotta do to your target buyer. And if you're not doing that, that's what motivational speakers give the textbook answer that they read out the John Maxwell book. This ain't what this is, bro. This is your story. You got to sit in that pain. It's not easy to create these signature programs, Brian, but you just did it. Now, Brian, I'm gonna give you a bonus because we're on a roll right now. And this is what I'm talking about in this call, is that you got nothing to sell. You got to stop talking so much and you got to listen. You got to go back in there and you got to get that pain, because that's where the gold is, bro. I'm telling you right now. You got to strip down to your bare soul. Now watch this. Let's put a different twist on it. So now we talked about emotional bank account, recovering, and beat addiction for good. Oh, I'd love to know how to do that. And you're going to be the keynote speaker that they're going to hire, Brian, to teach them how to do it. It's called market differentiation. This is why you were uniquely and specifically designed, and why you had to go through your situation so you can get to where you are right now. Now, let me put a different twist on it. Brian, let's talk about collateral damage. Because a lot of times when you're going through addiction, your selfishness is causing a lot of damage to other people. So how do you fix the collateral damage? How do you repair what doesn't want to be repaired? How do you repair what's so broken and so messed up it seems irreparable? How do you do that? Think about a relationship that you damaged, Brian, when you were going through your addiction.
Oh yeah,
Talk about it. Be vulnerable. The more vulnerable you are, listen, the more horrific shit that you've been through, the more value it has for the target buyer. Tell me what you messed up. I told you what I messed up. You want to hear some more?
My marriage.
Okay.
I left my inventory in the car, and my wife and my 7-year-old daughter read it. And she just said to me, she goes, I hope you did all this shit before we got married.
And what was that now? What was that you left in the car?
My personal inventory.
Inventory.
Yeah, my inventory of my harms, resentments. Oh, God. Harms, resentments.
In other words, Brian, that was like a journal that you kept?
Yeah, it's everything I fucked up in my life.
Okay. Tell me what that is again. What was it again?
It's a personal inventory.
Got it. Write this down, Brian. Write this down. Take a personal inventory. Take a personal inventory, comma. Empty your emotional trash can. And push through. And push through the pain you have caused to others. Repeat that word sequence back, please.
Cause others. Okay. Take a personal inventory. Empty your trash can.
Emotional trash can. That was empty your emotional trash can.
Emotional trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing through the pain you cause others.
And push through the pain you've caused others. And push through the pain you've caused others. How does that feel?
Take a personal inventory, empty your emotional trash can, and push through the pain you cause others.
How does that feel? Is that something that will represent your brand and what you would want to say? See, all I'm doing is taking your pain and what you exactly what you've been through and creating marketing language that speaks to the target buyer in terms they understand. This is called bookable language, Brian. And the more you do that, the more now that's going to be so healing for you when you get in front of people and you're able to help them. You're able to help them with your story, because everybody has a story.
Right.
You gotta get all the way down in there, bro, and be as vulnerable as you possibly can. I know it feels uncomfortable. I know you may not like it, and I really appreciate you. See, this is what people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's sometimes I have sometimes I have a problem digging that deep, but I'm going through something right now that's hindering my flow. I'll just say that. I'm working on it. It's a constant push-pull. But the more like I was telling you the other day, with that woman who called me up and said, we had that conversation, I made her feel good, and she came back 20 minutes later.
Correct.
Said, well, that happened again today to me with her. And this is where I'm at my best. I was in Whole Foods, and I just said, I haven't heard from Fran in a while, and she needed, she needs gluten-free bread. So I said, I'm here. Let me buy her a couple of loaves.
Mm-hmm.
I texted her and I said, Fran, I was at Whole Foods. I bought you. She goes, Brian, I was just thinking about texting you last night for that. Thanks for thinking of me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just came in. I mean, I was just there doing my thing, and she popped into my head. She lives up on the 3rd floor. I live on the 1st floor.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me $10. The bread was only $8, and she wouldn't take the $2 change. I'm like, I don't want the money. I just did it to be nice, do the right thing or whatever. I was inspired to do it.
It's a connection. Brian, if you're making connections, what we're doing is we're in these get ready moments for something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And you coming through Speaker Focus is like a lot of our coaching students on our platform. We're just like one big family. And sometimes family, they got some stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. It all boils down to management. So if you're going through a specific thing right now, guess what? We have the skill set, we have the patience, and we got the compassion to help you get through it. That's not a promise, that's a guarantee. That's what you're going to get here. I've been doing this for so long, brother. I'm in it with you for the long haul. You don't have to worry about feeling embarrassed on this platform. You don't have to worry about holding your head down in shame. We got a lot of people that have been through some serious stuff. Now, we as speakers, as the entire speaker community, we have healed our brokenness, and now we're strong enough to actually tell the story. We're just doing our part, Brian, to help you construct the story and keep it organized. And it's specific because, Brian, you and we're high energy people. So I'm telling you that if you don't have some organization and some self-discipline and emotional control, and then what happens now, an important message like you have, it ends up falling on deaf ears. And I don't want that to happen.
All right. I was listening to I'll give you my example of my experience, what happened today.
Okay.
Right after I got finished listening to how something is said, the tonality and everything.
Correct.
It's not the words, it's the emotions.
Correct.
I got on a phone call, and it's like I didn't know nothing. And when I hung up the phone call, I was like, man, you fucked that up. But it was okay. I realized where, and you just hit the nail on the head with the emotions. This is where I'm still learning at 63 years old how to control my emotions.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And Brian, so watch this.
No.
In module 1, we talk about pitch, resonance, height, accuracy, cadence. We talk about vocal dynamics. Now, when you talk, Brian, typically, I want you to listen to the tone of my voice. When you talk, you're typically on a 7 1/4. Maybe I need you on a 5 1/2. So just watch this, Brian. See, you in order to control your emotions, it's about patience. So I want you to look. Can you see me, Brian?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to look at this illustration because this is something that I learned back when I was 23 years old. I took one of the first seminars. When I started taking seminars, I just went on a tear. I've taken over 200 plus seminars in my professional career. Now, one of the very first ones I took was self-discipline and emotional control. And then right behind that one, I took how to communicate with tact, finesse, diplomacy, and skill. Now, Brian, I'm talking to you in a tone of voice right now because I need you to hear me. When you're on a 7 1/4, that means that you're talking a little bit too loud and you're going too fast and da, da, da. But in order to bring the tonality down, we gotta We got to breathe, right? So I'm gonna tell you what I did. So back then I was a high wire act with my emotions. In my house, we got in trouble loud, we partied loud, we did everything loud in my house. So I only had one way of managing and leading people, and it was loud. And I learned that over time I was very wrong, that the voice has got to be modulated in all these different levels, these volume levels. So you can, sometimes you want to take your voice almost down to a whisper. And you want to be able to say, hey, Stephen Covey is a prime example. Covey, you used to talk like this, and your leadership style needs to be almost like this. And then what happens is you get louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, and you get to the apex of what you want to say, and then you bring it all the way back down. That's control. See? Now watch this. I have my hands up because the person who was facilitating that day, they said, hey, Kevin, because I really wanted some help, because I knew I just didn't know how to control my energy at that stage in my life. I was still young. I didn't have the discipline. It takes self-discipline, Brian, to control your emotions. So I'm giving you, because I know instead of me pointing the finger, which we're not about on this platform, I'm going to point the finger at myself, because a lot of the challenges that all the speakers face on our platform, I had to go through this stuff, and I really went through a lot of pain to deal with it. So I have my hands up like this, Brian. And he says, sir, he asked me what my name was, and the guy was real professional. He called everybody by their last name. He said, Mr. Robertson. He said, I want to teach you something. He said, I want you to raise your hands in the air. He has me stand on my feet, by the way. And he kind of called me out. And back then, I had so much ego, Brian, I didn't even know what my real name was. I mean, I was just so confident and just out of control. So, but somebody recommended that I take this seminar that I trusted, and they really said it to me in a way that didn't hurt my feelings. So I respected him. I said, okay, I'm gonna go check that out. So he raised his hands. He tells me to stand up on my feet. And then he says, I want you to take a deep breath, like as big as you can. And then I want you to let it out as slow as you can. Look at me, Brian. The first time I did it, I did like this. I just dropped my hands real fast. He said, Mr. Robertson, that's not what I'm talking about. He said, when you're flying high, you got to learn to come down really, really slow. He said, so I want you to try it again for me. So I tried it again. I said, he said, I want you to try it again. I tried it about 7 times. And about the 7th time, I was frustrated. He said, Mr. Robertson, watch this. Now, he showed me what he needed me to do. He raised his hands up like this. He said, self-discipline and emotional control. And Brian, if you can do that to whenever you want to get loud, I just want you to take a deep breath. And if you can bring it down that slow, Brian, and I even do it to this day. I could be doing a Facebook Live. I could be turn up on one of the Zoom calls. And I say, Kevin, you're pushing the line. You're about to go too far. They're not going to hear you. You made your point, back off. You see? Am I making sense to you, Brian?
Oh, absolutely. My thing is practice. In listening to you, it's like I used to yell at my kids. All right. And so somebody said to me, well, you yell at them. I said, yeah, they're not listening. So how's the yelling working for you? I'll never forget the day that I asked them to do something and they didn't do it. And I lowered my voice. They looked at me like, who is this guy? This is not our father. He's always yelling. It got to a point where I would ask them to do something, and all I would say to them is, do you want me to talk lower? And it would get done.
You see?
Yeah, I just need to practice.
Right.
I need to,
Yeah, that's why we have module 1 put together. Okay. Mm-hmm. Remember, 7 and a quarter sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes you need to turn the heat up on somebody's ass so you can get something done and be more strong and authoritative. Believe me, you will get a chance to use every single level of volume when you're doing a speaking engagement. You must learn to control these things. This is why we have organizing the messaging first, and then on the back end of module 1, We're going to work on the tonality and the technical part. Now, Brian, you will get the opportunity to upload your speaker your speaker signature programs, and you are in our mastermind group, so you will have some direct access to me, and I will be helping you with your signature programs. I will be helping you also with the technical aspect of speaking. You will have to go through the art and science behind delivering the message. You will have to role play with me, and you're going to do some videos. So you're going to have plenty of time. And all I'm going to do is say, Brian, in your opening paragraph or your opening for your keynote was perhaps just a little bit too loud. Save a little bit of energy. Brian, do you know when you're high energy, you could literally wear your audience out? You could run them into the ground if you're too loud. So you have to be able to, it's all about being polished, poised, and professional. And it does take practice, Brian. It does take time. If you think I was born like this, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, I used to have no self-discipline and no emotional control. Now, I'm already a person that has a very quick tongue and no filter, but I had to learn some tact, finesse, diplomacy, develop the skill, the art and science behind delivering the message of speaking. And we do cover that right there in module number 1. I want to thank you, really. I really want to thank you. And I'm going to get into some tech talk with Austin, and we're going to slide in the home plate and get ready to wrap the call unless anybody else has a question. I want to thank you because it's not easy to be vulnerable. It's not easy to open up. You want the help by being on the platform, but this is why we're here. In no way for any of our coaching students, it's not my style to embarrass you and make you feel like you don't want to share. I want you to share. See, the more you share and you open up the way you just did, that's how you get the breakthrough. See, and you're providing that service for other people as well. So this is just a starting point, Brian. I take my hat off to you. I commend you, brother, because you just signed up yesterday and you jumped all the way in and you're dealing with that pain. Brian, remember when you're sitting in your own thoughts and you're asking yourself the questions to come up with your signature programs, and you're coming up with the bullets for your signature programs, I want you to go back to the pain. Because
I got that written down.
Yes, sir. When you did that, that's how I was able to get those bullets. Now, Austin's probably going to have this Zoom available either tonight or either tomorrow. So I want you to go back when this gets uploaded. I want you to go back to our section and listen to the way I asked those questions to you and listen to the way you answer them, brother. And I want you to keep that voice in your head and then just do the best you can and turn them over to me. And we're going to spin them into gold just like I just did for you, okay?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Got you covered, boss. I love you, man. I'll talk to you real soon, all right?
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Austin Troyer.
How's it going?
Man, I'm doing super fantastic. Austin, today we've been talking about very interesting. We've been talking about how to build confidence in your message and deliver a stellar presentation every single time. When it comes to communication, I want to have some tech talk with you right now because you've opened up a whole new world of how to effectively communicate. And your philosophies and your ideologies, obviously, you know, we learn a lot from Bezos and Jeff Bezos from Amazon and many other billionaire systems that you, mastermind groups that you've been accepted into. And you've helped me out tremendously with these things because, you know, I'm not only am I old school, but I need to lower the hand. I'm sorry, I got to lower the hand for Brian. I apologize. Okay, he's muted. All right, so when you're old school, which over 60% of our platform is 40 years and over, and you're relying on a lot of, they think talking can get it done a lot. And with you, what I learned through technology is less is more. I've learned to become more reliant on the technology to improve channels of communication. Why do you think these apps and these pieces of software are designed to help us streamline communications, to help us improve our overall speaker businesses? Could you give our group some tips on why it's important to rely on technology, of how it can help improve your communication and you don't just have to do talking all the time?
Yeah, so I think the main benefit, so in software engineering, there's something called asynchronous communication. And what that means is when you have two programs, you can allow, actually it would be more than two. If you have a series of different systems that communicate to each other, with asynchronous programming, you can actually have systems talk to each other without each other waiting. So system 1 could talk to system 3 at the same time it can talk to system 2. And so I think the difference between asynchronous and synchronous, which is, you have to be focused on one communication channel at the same time, that's the biggest problem. So I think with what these platforms like Slack and other communication apps allow you to do is your team can be focused on their work, and they don't have to necessarily respond or read your requests right away and get distracted, because it takes like at least 20 minutes to get refocused back in when you're distracted on your work. So even like a ping or someone trying to get your attention, that can completely derail your focus on your work. So what it allows you to do is check and communicate asynchronously, which means you can do it on your own time. You don't have to be distracted from what you're doing.
Gotcha.
And that just opens up, a lot of deep work time that your team can work on. You can feel confident that you can dive into something and not get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check communication at your own
Could
time.
you share some insights as well with one of the strongest strategies that you share with our team to keep us focused? I did not understand when we first had to move over to Slack, and but it does. I have used other project management software in the past, not like I use it right now, obviously, because I know everyone has a different work style. So could you share some strategies that one of the biggest things you said was about the need of why Bezos has as less communication as possible? Could you share the purpose of that?
Yeah, I mean, it just saves time it saves both parties time. So the person that's sending the message and the person that's receiving the message. And so the person sending takes less words. If you can clearly communicate what you're trying to with less words, it takes you less time to write it. But then the person receiving it saves them time. So it's a courteous to them as well. When they're actually ready to check their communication, they can quickly see what you're trying to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it just makes what you're saying more powerful. When there's less words, you can make sure that the words that you're saying are relaying the message at the highest level. So I'd say, and that goes for when you're on stage as well, communicating to an audience. It raises your authority, and it relays what your message and your story, what you're trying to tell the audience. It relays it better if you can just make it more concise and cut out all the filler words, cut out a lot of unnecessary adjectives.
Correct.
And just get to the meat of what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. That's why we have that in there. Everyone on the platform that's listening to the video. It's always great insights from you, Austin. I know that our productivity has shot up at least by 40% just by using Slack and many other things that you've instituted. And, you being the chief technical officer and making those decisions, knowing that, hey, we need to get on a new platform. We need to move our team over here. We need to do this and do that. And what I've done is I've learned to do a whole lot less talking with you, and it's allowed us to become more profitable, and it's allowed us and our team to be able to communicate more efficiently. Remember this, everyone: business modes of communication should be articulated with clarity and conciseness. All you got to do is just keep giving the short and sweet version, And I've learned that more. Also too, when you use software like Slack, this is something I've learned. And everyone, when you grow your speaker business, you'll be able to step into this. And I learned this just by working with Austin. I learned that Austin said something to me one time because I was like, well, I don't want to really bother him. And, you know, Austin said, look, bro, I don't give a damn how many messages you send me every day. So I said, okay, I'm just going to start pouring it on. Like I send Austin data. I'm on the front lines of managing the sales team, of making sure that the strategy calls. I have to give him that data so he can utilize that data on the other side. We got to update our CRM. He needs that information. So I may sit, man, me and Austin may say, I mean, Austin, on an average, how many messages a day do you think we send each other through Slack? I mean, like on the low side to the high side.
Yeah, I have no idea. Honestly, it would just be a random guess. I'd say at least 50 from each of us.
Yeah, I mean, just back and forth. But what I learned is, he told me, he said, bro, it doesn't matter what you send me. So now in the thread, I may send him 10 different messages, like all at one time. But he can go right down the thread and address every single one, give a like, give a comment, and we don't miss anything. And it helped us become more efficient instead of staying on the phone all the time talking about, yeah, bro, let's do an hour meeting. He doesn't have an hour to waste meeting unless it's something that we need to do. The only time we do that is about business development. We had a power meeting on Sunday, bro. It was crazy for about an hour and a half. Austin typically doesn't spend that kind of time with me on the phone. We work through the software. So remember, for your speaker business, you have to learn to let the technology do the work and the heavy lifting. So
I have another point to add. I think you mentioned it, you know, going through all the different messages. So what I do and what Kevin does and our team, what we recommend is batching your communication time. So you need to set, you know, at least an hour a day of just straight focused work with no communication channels able to be distracting you. Like I even have Slack. That's the only place people can really reach me. I have it quit on my computer. My phone's off, so I can just actually get work done. I can just be focused on building systems, sending out emails, doing everything I need to do. So the emails to our list. So all the deep work can't be distracted by incoming messages. Now, what I do after I go into, I can't just like ignore communication in the entire day because we need to move things forward. And so what I'll do is after I do my deep work time, I'll go into 10, 20 minutes of focused communication time. So I'll go through all my Slack messages I get from Kevin, other people on my team, and just go one by one and answer them that way. So I can answer them asynchronously. And Kevin, you know, doesn't need to answer them right away. He can be working on something else. And then obviously Kevin mentioned like there's important times to actually have synchronous communication, which is both parties talking to each other and relaying information at the same time. That's really important when there are key decisions that need to be made, and you can't have things lost in translation. So if there's a big discussion or a big decision to be made,
correct,
definitely get them on the phone or, you know, be communicating in real time,
correct,
synchronously.
Absolutely. And I want to let everybody know, you know, just because, you know, me and Austin, we created this brainchild together. I may be the CEO and he's a CTO, and we both have different responsibilities, but we're both partners, and we share the risk, we share the glory, we share the pain, and we go through these transitions together. As you're growing your speaker business, a lot of these decisions, a lot of these decisions that you have to make some hard line business decisions. These things aren't easy to not hang out anymore. Spend less money on this so you can put more money into your speaker business. These things aren't easy to do, but I can tell you this, technology and Austin Troyer has changed my life. And the reason why we create, I'm going to keep doing my part. Let me just be real clear. If I don't have his part, and none of this stuff will work. And it's the technology. Take away the people for a second. We built the most powerful marketing vehicle in the history of the speaking industry. So it's because of the technology. So utilize the technology, upload your homework assignments, you know, allow us to help you. You see that we're more than willing to do that. You know, one thing about it, we go hard, but we got a lot of patience. I don't tolerate bullshit, and I'm no nonsense. You already know that about us. However, we're here for your long-term growth. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up the call. I don't believe we have any other questions. Oh, wait a minute. I see one new one down there at the bottom. Somebody's trying to ease one in on me here. What we got down there, Troy? It's trying to stop us from going to Miller time. Oh, it's Dr. Glenn. Okay. Dr. Glenn needs please send a direct link to the coursework. Usually go through the link. Oh, email no longer works.
Dr. Glenn and everyone else in here, you can access the course through school. There's a link in there, but then also just go to app.speakerfocus.com. I'm going to be adding a login link. If you just go to speakerfocus.com, that'll be up there this week. So you can just go there easily, but I would just type in app.speakerfocus.com and you can get there easily.
There we go. Okay, if anybody, I am doing my closing now, which means that I will not be taking any more questions. I want to thank everybody for logging in. I want to thank the participants who had to get vulnerable, had to get down in the mud and wallow around in the pain and share with me. And we got somebody else down here. Let me see. Oh, that's just Austin. All right, so I want to thank everybody who participated, all of you who participate in the group call, even on the rebroadcast. I want to thank everybody for watching. Our platform is consistently growing by leaps and bounds every single day. And it's all because we work with the best specialists and subject matter experts and leading authorities and trusted advisors and service providers and coaches and consultants. We work with some of the most talented people in the world, and we're happy to help you grow your speaker business so you can look as professional as possible. Remember, if you don't get the messaging organized right in module 1, you have nothing to sell. This is why when I wrote the curriculum, I put it together in sequential order for a reason. You got to take module 1 more serious and take a deeper dive and go in there. I will help you build languaging that's sellable. And I will help you create speaker topics that are bookable. That's not a promise, that's a guarantee. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the world's #1 platform for speaker marketing known as Speaker Focus. I'm CEO. On behalf of me and my business partner, Austin Troyer, we will catch you right here next week, same time, for the same kind of results. I love everybody, and I'll see you real soon, all right?